Hello and good morning, my beautiful Pisces. For me, it's morning. For you, it's nighttime. I know, it's a little... But, I'm glad we are reaching the end of the week. We're looking at your hopes and fears and the outcome. Now, the beautiful cards that came out for this was, of course, the Emperor. And this just in itself, just this card in itself kind of speaks volumes to me. It's you wanting that stability in your life. It's you wanting that structure, that power. In that, we have examples, physical, visual examples of what that sort of looks like in this world, house, home, vehicles, investments, all of that stuff is kind of coming in, or long-term relationships, right? And they all look like 100% guaranteed a lot of the times. Even my relationship, I'd go 36 years, successful, guaranteed. It's all an illusion. All of it is an illusion. One day it's here, tomorrow it's gone. Relationships, houses, investments, everything, okay? So the Emperor's coming in not only to make you realize that maybe you're looking for this, Pisces, okay? This is what you're trying to kind of hold on to. This is, this is something that you really, really want. But it's also here to remind you that the Emperor stems from inside, okay? They're bringing to mind the fact that somebody who has an Emperor personality or an Emperor inside of them, that is the authority and the structure and the power from inside, they can build and destroy empires in a day. Or they can, I should say, they can build and lose empires in a day and not blink an eyeball, because they built it from their own strength and power. They know they can do it again tomorrow, okay? So instead of worrying about how you can get stability, how about developing something within yourself to believe in your own stability, okay? To believe in yourself and how strong you can actually be. For the outcome, you have the beautiful Queen of Cups. This is also a reminder this week that we kind of disconnected from our higher selves. And it's within the higher selves and the inner self and all of that line going straight through. To me, it shows like a great big white line coming from the top of your head. They're showing it to me this way. It's not, of course, it's just energy's energy. But for human's sake, this beautiful white energy coming through the top of your head and hitting all through the core parts of your chakras and building that strength, it's something that's felt from within. It isn't anything outside of you, it's inside of you. It comes from source. It's from your spiritual body, and somehow, some way, this week, you're never disconnected, okay? Let's make that clear. You can't disconnect. There is no you without a spirit body. There is no you without that connection, okay? Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. So, the thing about it is that we kind of, I don't know how to say it, but it's muffled it out, put our focus on something completely different, and I have to say, it's almost like you missed the boat. But it's not really, I don't know, I'm not feeling that comment, but I feel that somehow that trickled in instead of the gates being wide open. It's only a trickle. And it's because your focus and your attention's on something else. So the outcome is as soon as you open up to that beautiful intuition, that receiving, right? The Queen of Cups is about receiving. as soon as you go back into that beautiful, intuitive, spiritual energy. And I'm having a hard time to find the words because that's what I feel like you've had a hard time to find it this week. And when you do, when you finally tap back in to that beautiful energy, things are going to feel a lot better for you. Things are going to feel a lot lighter for you as well. Okay? So, alright. Let's pull some more of these cards because they're so beautiful. So tomorrow's the weeklies, and in the lives we're probably going to be doing, I think it's a healing. I'm not sure. Let me check here. Yeah, it's going to be the 3rd. We're going to be doing a healing video on the live. I usually do those as a second video, but I've started doing them in the lives. If perchance something happens and I'm unable to do lives on Sunday, whenever I do the next live is when I will do that healing. Okay? Yeah, you've been on the other side of the line. That's what I feel. With the 5 of Swords, you've been on the different side of the line. It's this is so interesting. Do you see like this statue in the background? This angel statue. Yeah, it's been hard to go to the middle of the line this week for sure. I feel that you've been like very much in the physical realm world where all of the doubts and the instabilities and all of that stuff, you're looking at the world through the eyes of somebody from the outside instead of the inside. I do feel like there's been some kind of a little bit of a disconnect. Your focus has been on, you know, it's almost like somebody who's spiritual who becomes, and I'm not, this is just an example, who's like completely focused suddenly on the material world. When they're spiritual being most of the time, and then they just went, poof, you know, I'm like, you know, Mr. Wall Street or Mrs. Wall Street, and that's all my mind's on, like money, money, you know, gains, gains, goals, goals. And it's like the spiritual side has been like over here, kind of waiting for you to turn around, is what you're doing here, to say, wait a minute, I feel like I disconnected from something important. And as soon as you figure that out, as soon as you do go back there, you're going to be okay. It happens. It happens. Okay? We all do it, myself included. We all do. And the best thing that you can do is be authentic to yourself, admit it, and then just keep on going, right? Sometimes we're in of a physical world, and there's physical things we need to take care of. And then we start giving that our attention, and we lose, I don't know, we lose that, it's not lost per se, but I think it's just, I don't know, there's a disconnect that happens. But it's okay. You're fine. You are fine. Right, beautiful Pisces. It is very early in the morning. I didn't even make coffee yet. I just went, did my little cleanup routine, got dressed, put my hair up, came here, and said I'm going to do a reading right away. It's so early for me to be doing readings. It's way too early, but I wanted to get it done. Done. Like the world, culmination, right? Just like you are this week. You're going to be done with this, okay? Things are going to get better. Things are going to get so much better. You see the Four of Wands coming in here and the World card? Yeah. This is going to come to a close, because that's the World card, culmination and ending, okay? You're going to complete this week. You're going to get through it. And you're going to find your happiness and joy again. You're going to find what you can celebrate and take from it. Your gratitude will come back, and harmony will come back. Okay? And it'll be the completion of a stage for you. You're going to see it as such. You're going to see it as I got through the week. I did okay. You know, even if it's been a rough week, I did okay. I'm still here. Things are going to get better now. The energy is going to ease off, and I'm going to be all right. Okay? So just keep believing, keep just thinking in that area and that vein of where you're going. Okay? Just keep going in that area. It's going to be okay. It really is. It really is. Can you feel your heart lightening up a bit? I feel my heart's a lot lighter today than it's been all week. So do you feel your heart space just kind of... And I never do readings this early in the morning. So it's the perspective. It's the change up. Okay, so maybe try something like that with yourself. If you do something, you know, later, do it earlier instead. Just kind of switch things up. Change the energy around in your body and see how that feels. Put a little love in your heart. Yeah, the illusions are kind of going away. With the moon, it's going to ease off now. Your intuition will come back, and there you go. The Apprentice of Vessels, there's you. There's the Page of Cups, okay? That's that receiving. Not only are you receiving, you're creating the bowl in which you're going to receive into. And that's the best. That's the best. And it's a nice big bowl. It's a nice big bowl that you're going to be able to receive into and give from, ultimately. So it's going to ease off. You're going to find your ground again. Your spiritual ground, I should say, because it's not been about grounding. In fact, I think you've been maybe even just a little too much, but that's okay, right? What's happened with that as well, Pisces, is that maybe with the Virgo, wait a minute, because this was the Virgo moon, right? We did have that in, yeah, we had the full moon in Virgo come in. And Virgo is all about very, you know, stuff that is here in this, the reality, right? So I think that just that energy in itself probably had a lot to do. If you used it to get forward without disconnecting from the spiritual a little bit, you probably would have fared better than just like going full ahead in that energy. We never do 100% well just being of a very grounded energy. We need a little bit of that cosmos to be coming into us, right? The universe, the source light coming in. Especially Pisces. It's our lifeblood. We're born with it. If anybody's going to develop a relationship to source, it would be us. We come in with the tools already. The thing is, we're living in a very different world than the one we, you know, connect to. For the most part. But that's changing. It's changing, Pisces. It is changing. What is going to happen, though, is that we're going to do the flip side now, coming in. Okay? On the 10th, we got the super new moon in Pisces. And that's going to be something else in itself. So there's extreme energies that are coming in. Okay? There's the grounded, and then there's the ethereal, you know, all out there somewhere. So we will probably fare better in that because it's our playground. However, you still got to be careful with that one too, because too much Pisces is a lot of dreams, and we need more than just dreaming about, right? So we're going to have to maybe get ourselves going in that week instead of just trying to daydream ourselves through those weeks. So we're going to look at that when it comes in. But this energy is going, and we are going back into Pisces energy. So just hang in there. You'll probably feel an ease as the days go by. Okay. Three of Pentacles. My card of reconnecting to spirit. Absolutely. This is the one that it's the teamwork, it's the getting back to what matters, it's mind, heart, and spirit. That's the three major ones that come in for me all the time. So you're definitely going to be reconnecting by the end of this week, especially with the Queen and the 3. It's coming back in. You're going to be okay. Okay? I hope that this week has helped you kind of keep you, you know, not too bad, my beautiful Pisces. There's been a lot of the 4 of Pentacles coming in. I feel that there's been a lot of like that power struggle where you wanted to control a situation but felt out of control in a situation. So the more you tried to control and couldn't control, it was like insecurity. It made me feel like this, you know, it's like guarding your stuff. All of a sudden you got like in a power play of energies where you couldn't really fix anything. So it's hard to be in that type of energy. I was in it this week with you completely. It was an interesting week. You know, if I can say if I never had another week like that, I'd be okay with that. But yeah, you have those weeks, right? But the great part of it is that when you feel better, when things get better, boy, do you feel alive, right? Do you feel grateful? Do you feel alive? Do you feel like I'm going to be okay, right? Things will be good now. So just keep thinking that way. Just believe in yourself, beautiful Pisces. Keep thinking that way. All right, so what else are we going to take here? We're going to take from here. I'm going to take from the healing. I moved the camera, so I'm going to move the cards up. I had moved the camera to show you Bunny the other day, and I never moved it back down, so. Let's push everything up. Let's give us some room, beautiful Pisces. Always in motion. Look at this. Look at this. That's wonderful. And its number, is it 22 that I see? Yes, it is. Look at that. A lot of double numbers. The universe is always in motion. Though it may appear static to us, this is also the way of a true spiritual worker. You may appear to be still. Who may appear to be still in their meditation, but their spirit body is always keeping pace with the higher vibrations of the universe. You and your spirit guide are becoming one mind now, always working with the purpose of healing and bringing balance. Remember, the true spiritual worker offers to serve, and the spiritual work never stops. And you know, I listen to a lot of ebooks, audibles. I read a lot. I listen to books a lot. I watch a lot of stuff. And I heard this again yesterday, and this was just business because, of course, I'm trying to improve everything that I do here as well, business-wise. And you know, this person who was talking, they were saying, follow your passion, be authentic, and be of service. And every time they say stuff like that, every time they bring it in, you have a higher purpose. You have, you know, to be of service. Always give value, okay? And even he said, that I would rather do that and go there slowly than be an overnight success who has no reputation or no value in the end. You know, and he was talking about building brands and stuff, and I thought he wants to build a brand that people look at and say, that's a good brand. He wants to leave something behind that would never be called, you know, crap or garbage. And listening to somebody say that really put me back on where I want to be. One of the people speaking says, I only have 50 people on my podcast, but they talk to me, they comment. I feel the same way. I would rather have less but quality than more and garbage. If you know what I mean? It kind of puts it back all in perspective, right? So be that way as well. Remember, we're striving for quality. We don't want to be, you know, I don't know. We don't want to be a flash in a pan. You don't want to be a flash in a pan. Lost but never alone. I love this. I love this, lost but never alone. And this is one of my favorite cards. When it came in, you even see like almost like angel wings in the background. Darkness, but still they're there. You may have felt like that this week, Pisces. You may have felt like that this week. A little lost, a little empty, a little bit screwed up. But you're never alone. Like I said, we may turn off from spirit, but spirit never, ever, ever turns off from us. It's not possible for us to be without. We wouldn't be here. Okay? Yeah. It's an erroneous thought. It's an erroneous feeling. And a lot of us live with it all our lives thinking we're completely alone. And we're not. We can't be. Even the most lost souls on the planet, the ones who end up leaving us prematurely, who think all their lives they're alone, they're not. And if we could somehow teach that and let people feel that, we could probably help a lot of people in this world. It's okay that sometimes we forget that the outside, we think the outside is it. The outer stuff is what we're looking at. But anything worth having comes from within you. Authentic, true, dedication, passion, being a service to others. It all comes in. Gratitude. And we have 4 here, like this beautiful 4. Okay. There's something to be grateful for. There might be times in this world when you feel a great distance between yourself and others, and the sinking feeling of loneliness brings you down. This is a perfect moment to call on your spirit guide and ask if you can know them better. Your guides will have been waiting for this moment and will be happy to connect with you. In meditation, ask if you can receive a personal sign or sensation that will only occur when your guide is close to you or is acknowledging a question of yours. The same sign or sensation will appear repeatedly until you understand this is your guide's personal calling card and their way of building trust with you. Absolutely. For me, it was ringing in the ears. For my parents, well, my mother, my biological mother for years, it was feeling like somebody touching the top of your hair. It's like somebody just, like whiskers on a cat. That's what I would say. Or the hairs on your arms feel like somebody's like doing something. And that would be a little bit disconcerting at times, but it always happened, and she was with me from very young. I was much older when I realized she was, but you can do that. You can go in meditation and ask them to send you a sign. My grandmother was the smell of roses. My father is music. I can sense them when they're around, and there's always somebody around. That's the thing, there's always somebody around. My guides, I carry them with me. They're part of my energy. My thoughts are on them. When I sit, I see them at either side of me, protecting, embracing our energies together, and creating that beautiful vibration to do these beautiful heartfelt readings. There's that safe space for me. It's there, and it's constant. It never shuts off. It never goes away. So there are no rules of how much love you can receive, how much guidance you can get. There is only what you say, okay? So make it a good one. Build your network. Build it strong. Let it guide you. There's that lightness card. Imagine. May you look beyond what can be seen. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, because you're looking at what can be felt. Okay? You're looking at the heart space. And the lightness card is, may the light lift you to the surface. I love these, especially this one. May you look beyond what can be seen. I've said that all week. It's from inside. It's not what it looks like, it's what it feels like. And that's what they want you to do right now. Because it may look like a big pile of crap. It may not look like success at all, whatever you're doing. It may look like a big disorganized mess that makes no sense, and that probably every common sense materialistic business school will tell you won't work. We live in a very different world. What they say works is sometimes an illusion. There's an ebb and flow to everything. The one thing that will remain the same is your authenticity, your passion for life, and your belief in being of service. In whatever you do, that can change over time. The business model can change. The landscape will change, no doubt, a million times. But you need to stay authentic to you. And that means you have every chance in the world to try and try again and do again. And if you connect to that part of you, if you can look beyond what can be seen, you will find it. You will find that spot that you can always return to make your dreams a reality. They can change over time. The shape, the taste, the feel of it can all change. But when you see beyond what you can see, feel, or taste, I should say feel, touching, what you can touch and feel within yourself, that won't go away. That won't go away. Okay? So believe in that. Believe in yourself. Yeah, if you hear me like having my throat is kind of, I think it's because I'm worn down. This is my last reading for this week. And then I get a couple of days and a couple of hours off. And I think I'm going to really just take the time and rest. Good rest. Usually I try to do other things, but I think I'm just going to reconnect to everything. All right. Choices, overanalyzing, procrastination, and I think that's what happened this week, right? Too many choices. Overanalyzing, analysis paralysis, what is it supposed to look like, and then not knowing what to do, so you're kind of stuck. And you have to realize that we don't all fit everything in that bag of eggs that everybody wants to put everything in. That basket, I should say. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Everybody says that all the time. And what it means is that also don't try to fit everybody in the same room, in the same class, in the same vibe, in the same house, in the same car, in the same life. We all need to do our own thing. But we have examples of the same sort of things, right? I remember going to class, and there was like, out of a class of 20 kids, or maybe more at the time, 25 kids, there was 2 or 3 of them that were a little odd, right? They didn't want to conform. They were, hyperactive. Some were bad, like they wouldn't listen. And it's because they didn't fit in. Later on, of course, we realized that some of these kids were autistic, that they learned in their very own way. Some kids didn't want to be in a room to learn. It was the room that was stopping them. And some were geniuses and were past it and were bored, and that's why they were bad. My husband was one of these. He learned, and instead of just saying, this stuff is too easy for me, he became like a bad ASS. It would skip classes. And they misjudged him as just a bad apple, somebody who couldn't learn, when it was completely the opposite. We got to look beyond what conformity says, okay? We got to look beyond that. We have to see past all of it. Yeah, funny story. My husband got kicked out of high school. Never graduated. And graduated top honors in college. 4.8, 4 point, no, 4 point, anyway, he was the highest in his class. He got internationally licensed for what he did. Not only provincially, internationally. He could work anywhere. Queen of Fire, intelligent, exuberant, determined. There you go. Okay? You are beautiful. You are fire. And just to say, that's exactly what I was talking about. You have to go, you have to find your own thing. Okay? What inspires you? What influences you? How can you get creative? Sometimes it's about inspiring energy. Sometimes it's about vibrancy. Sometimes it's just about your own flair. Your own way of doing things. See? You got that beautiful crown there. So you go ahead and shine. And be in motion. Don't get stagnated or stuck. Okay? Into what other people think you should be doing. What are you doing, Trouble? I didn't make her green breakfast yet, so I will in a minute, but you know. She says, you're here. Why isn't my breakfast here? But it's too early for her breakfast. Six of Pentacles. Getting back to being balanced. Getting back to the give and take. Okay? So, like I said, this should really ease off by the end of this week. You should start feeling a lot better. Yeah. There's your 10. There's your abundance. And this time it's right side up. It's not pointing the other way, which is fantastic. Because it was, and it was, yeah. Remember when we started the week reversed? Well, we're not reversed anymore, which is awesome. I have to tell you, Pisces, it's been a hard week for me too. Like to have this energy. I hope you guys have navigated well enough. I hope that you give yourself enough rest to continue on. You know, give yourself a tap on the back if you've had to go through this week, because honestly, it's just been really rough, I feel. It's been really, really rough. We're going to get back to looking above, seeing things from a much bigger picture aspect, which is good because I want you to go up. I don't want you to go out. I want you to go up. In other words, towards spirit. I always, you know, look up, although it's technically, I don't think it comes from it. Just, it comes in, right? It's the way we perceive things. So, do a lot more meditation, okay? Go up on that mountain of meditation and let all of that information come in and kind of help you and release you from these burdens. Some people call it prayer, which is good too. So if you need to, pray. And, you know, get yourself back to that point where you feel a little more balanced. Okay? Keep working on it. Keep working on it. It'll come back to you if it left you. My voice is gone. And I think so am I. I am going to leave you here. I'm going to send you a lot of love. I always do, from the heart. Don't lose your voice. Keep it. Just, I don't know, go in with it, okay? I feel like this week it's almost like internally you've been screaming out and losing your voice, almost losing that power. And it's important that you get it back, okay? You are the light. Queen of Fire came out. You are the light. So please stay in the light. And you are blessed. Absolutely. Every single day that you are here, you're blessed. All right, Pisces, take good care of yourself. And I will see you tomorrow, where I'm going to do the new week coming up. And as well, hopefully I see you on the live. Take good care of yourself. Bye.